In a world that's rushing, we slow it down, finding light where shadows surround. Heart to heart, where the truth is told, we rise together, stories unfold. The gold is within. If you don't go within, you go without. Every voice, every heart, it's what we're about. Together we rise, hand in hand, soul to soul, warm, safe and loving, making each other.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome. I am Coach Rochelle.
I am Coach Alisha Schwartz.
And we are
the Mother-Daughter Dynamic Duo. So, we are really in sync today.
We are. We really are.
So today we're going to talk about a really interesting topic, which I think we all really have, but we don't, sometimes we're not aware of it.
Yeah.
So they're right there, the smile mask.
Yeah.
What's really going on beneath it? What is going on beneath that smile? Because we all walk around like, wow, everything is great. And maybe it's not. Yeah. But you know, you're told, put that smile on your face, even if you're feeling like
you're hiding something. You're really hiding something.
Yeah. So what in your life, and then we'll talk about the clients that we've coached, but in your own life, what does that look like for you? What is that smile mask? What were you covering up underneath the smile?
Oh God, I was covering up everything, really. I mean, I was so unhappy and I was so sad. And I guess all I wanted to experience is being loved and accepted. And obviously I didn't have confidence and I didn't know what to do at that point. But I remember going into the first shadow process and I was always smiling. People must have thought I was the happiest girl in the world. But what I got were pieces of me within myself were dying because it was like I had no place to go. I didn't know what to do. And don't forget, I was in my middle to late 20s.
So I have a question. What was the emotional wound or pattern behind that fine smile? Like what was
it? Was love.
Okay, but the wound was you wanted love.
I said, I wanted to be loved. I needed some nourishment, some validation, and I never got any of that. So I go search outside. But getting back to the first workshop, which was the shadow workshop in 1995, 6, and I remember my mentor and teacher, and I was scared when you go into a first shadow or whatever kind of,
it was crazy.
It's just very scary because you don't know what to expect, needless to say.
You don't.
And I will tell you, I was smiling because I was so nervous. And it was almost like someone's going to catch me. And she just turned around to me and said to me, "Wipe that smile off your face." I was shocked. It like, oh my God. And, that was just the beginning of the unconcealing and getting to see within myself what that mask was about. And we wear many, 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 oh God, so many masks. But when you realize what that mask is, that's when the work starts. And it took me a very long time because that self-love, which is probably the most important thing that you can give yourself and gift yourself, because then everything else follows and you're not worried about people liking you and, all of that stuff.
Well, and I think people wear that mask is because they want to be loved. They want to be liked. So they'll put the smile on, but really it's not authentic. It's covering up how unhappy you are or how life isn't great, or, whatever that wound is around you having to do that, to be liked.
Yep.
And then I think the patterns that are hidden behind that smile, like you're a people pleaser, you go out of your way to please everybody else, and you're not really happy.
Right.
So it makes you feel like you're happy.
Right.
But then when someone goes away and that person's no longer with you or in your life, that's when you have to start looking underneath that emotional, hi, everything's great.
Exactly.
And, you start to realize the patterns that go along with that.
And just think that when you get that and you see what you're hiding, what life can then look like.
Yeah, the possibilities, because then you're you're not pleasing anybody, but you're looking first. Is this something that I really want to do, or am I doing it just to be nice or to please somebody else, but it's not really going to work for me?
Right.
So you become more aware and conscious of your decisions and choices, and therefore you don't have to make those patterns, those unconscious patterns that we do.
And what's kept you from really connecting with everybody else on an emotional level it's very interesting to see, because I think when you start to unconceal that mask underneath, you will most likely have other people come into your life that will be in alignment with you.
Yeah.
I really do believe that.
And interesting that you say that, because I think when you're wearing this smiling mask and it's really not your truth, you're really not being authentic to yourself, you will generate all those people to suck you dry.
Absolutely.
Because you are not being true to yourself.
Correct.
So the smile's like, oh, I'll do anything you want for me, but you're really not happy.
Yeah. And it keeps you from some really authentic, beautiful relationships. If you just keep on going, it's just it doesn't feel good after a while. You have to get it up and walk out the door and just smile. And it's just doesn't feel good. It's so
not authentic.
Not authentic. And I really feel that is something that if we could look and see what is lying down, what's underneath that, what's lying underneath that mask, what's there. And I think you would be really surprised to see, and we have worked with so many clients.
Yeah, that one of the things I think, I remember coaching one of these women that was in a job that she did not like. And, she didn't really get along with the boss that she was with. And she would just keep doing people pleasing, and she put smile, everything is great. And, what was going on underneath was she was becoming so resentful and angry, because that's what the mask will do, right? You're not being authentically true to your real state of being.
Yeah.
So you put on the mask to then pretend that everything is going really good, and you go outside yourself to do things that you really don't want to do, but you're doing it because you're in that unconscious programming, right? So then when she realized the mask she was wearing, she was able to look at herself from a different perspective, see things where she was coming from, and then change it. And then she left her job.
Yeah.
She really wasn't happy.
And just imagine the freedom that you have when you unmask that mask and really authentically see who you really are. You may just like that person and eventually really love that person. I really do feel that that's something that if you really want to live a happier life, a more authentic life, I do believe that the mask that we wear, or the masks, there are many, 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 many masks that we wear.
One,
and this is just one little bit.
This is one.
Oh my God, there's so many, so many.
So I think that, once you see, oh wait, am I really happy? Is this just something I'm doing to get attention, to get love, like you said, to be liked? And then you're feeling angry inside, then it's time to take a peek inside and see, why am I doing this? What would propel me to do this to get what I'm looking for? And that's where the discovery part comes in. really, we help people do that. We help people uncover that so
Yeah.
they can bring light to it and become really
Yes.
authentically
Oh
happy.
God, yes.
And the smile is real.
Much.
It's not fake anymore.
And people can read that. People know that. They really do. And then you start to feel phony. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, doesn't
Mhm.
feel good that you're, and not to say, not to feel your feelings, because that's not what this is. It's to really be authentic with your feelings and then connecting to what is that part of me that's hiding. And imagine what it could feel like when you unconceal it, and the freedom and the happiness will basically exude who you really are authentically. And a lot of the people that are in that, I call it a cocoon of life, as you grow and learn more and more and the masks come off, the availability is huge. And
Yeah.
you would be giving yourself a disservice, really, if you didn't start to look underneath those masks, especially the smile mask. We're starting with that.
Yeah, I think you would have a much more connected life, a much more authentic life. You'd feel free to just be who you are and not have to put on some kind of mask or act other than just be you and be true to yourself, you
Yeah.
know, and have more compassion and more love for yourself because we all wear them because we're all supposed to be here on this earth school to learn why we do what we do and how we can really transform and be the best versions of ourselves, especially if you're wanting to be a conscious human being.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I think once you start doing that, it becomes much easier. It's almost like it starts to fit in where, as you go along in life, that smile comes from your heart. It comes from your soul,
Yeah.
and it's very, again, the word authentic is so freeing. And I wish everybody can take their masks off, and really show their vulnerability
Yeah.
as to who they really are.
So we are going to go take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
We're back.
And we were just talking about the smile mask and what's really going on beneath it. And so I think very important is to be self-aware, meaning, and this is how you know you'll be wearing one, other than what you're feeling, is to check in. What am I feeling right now? Ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? And be honest with yourself, because maybe it is you're feeling sad. So why put on a smiling face? What's that about? Why would you need to do that? Why can't you just be able to feel what you feel without making it mean anything. You know, you look at children all the time. 1 minute, they're laughing like crazy. The next minute, they are completely having a meltdown. And you don't ever see a baby trying to stop themselves unless they have a parent that says, don't do that, don't feel that's a whole nother topic. But it's just like the clouds going through the sky and the sun coming in and out. They're just emotions. Just notice as they come in and as they go, and allow yourself to just feel. Journaling is another one.
Mm-hmm. I think also, go ahead.
No. Journaling.
I think journaling is probably so important. And it's like being with yourself first and getting into that space of being quiet and still and really seeing what is that under the mask, what is going on? What is that smile that I want so badly? What does it have to say to me? What do I need to do to get to that place? And maybe it's just every single day, write your feelings down about what it would feel like for you to smile. What would be the benefit for you to smile? And I think one of them would be total freedom, total peace within your own heart, your own soul.
Yeah, and I keep saying it, but you really have to know that you're in a mask, that you're wearing one, because we don't really know if we're not conscious of it. So just take a little inventory, ask yourself that question. What am I really feeling right now? It's a great way to start to uncover what you're really feeling instead of putting on something or putting on a mask that is really hiding your true feelings.
And if you're with somebody, friends that really love you, they see you, and they a lot of times say, what's that smile about, when they know what you're going through, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it opens up the conversation for you too.
Yeah. The other thing is, do a discovery call. Call us. We'll show you, we'll guide you to see what you're really not seeing so that you can bring light to it. Change your perspective. Look at it from a different place. Become free emotionally. You don't have to stay in it, but if you don't have the support, like coaches that we've been doing this for 20 some odd years that can really guide and help you, we do that. We do a discovery call. We're happy to help you.
Absolutely. Just really go onto our calendar, right?
Yep. And, we'll put that in the link so that if you do want a discovery call, it's complimentary.
Yeah.
It's a half hour.
And
you'll better.
I think you'll walk away so much happier.
Yeah, you will. And so I just think that really becoming conscious of this conversation and aware that you're even wearing a mask, you become freer to be really you, not a version of you, or not something that somebody thinks you should be. Because we run into that in relationships. Someone wants you to be a particular way because it works for them. It doesn't work for you. So here we are.
Release the mask.
Release the beast within. And once you do, you become emotionally free. You're happy. You're light.
True.
You're full of life.
Very
life becomes really easy when you're true to yourself and you really uncover that.
Yeah. Easy breezy. Right?
Righto, Roche. So we are going to go to, what are we going to go to? Another break before we end today? I think so. So one thing I will say before we end the call, listen to me, I think I'm on a call. Before we end our podcast today is really just take note of really take some inventory.
Right.
You really need to write down, take a piece of paper and write down what you're feeling. What am I feeling today? Why do I feel like I need to put on a happy face if I'm not? Start to really journal those feelings. Get it out of you. Journaling is powerful.
It's a great tool.
One of the things I do that I love, that I know that if I'm stuffed up with emotion, just write it out. Also, tapping is really great.
Oh God,
right?
yeah.
We've been really doing some
Yeah,
tapping.
we have. It's very, it's quick, and the neuron
The neurological.
in your brain just changes things, and it really helps an awful lot. It really does.
And there's tons of YouTube videos on
Yeah,
tapping, so you can
yeah.
take a look at that.
Totally.
But I know that really helps, get neutral
Mm-hmm.
to whatever emotion you're feeling. But it's important to feel it,
Absolutely.
allow it out.
Absolutely. 100%. And I love the analogy of the baby. It's just so, so true. The freedom that a baby feels, and if we were, of course, once that as well.
We have a child within.
Yeah. And so it's really going into the different emotions. And, the baby cries, wants to be fed, or the baby cries because it needs to be diapered or wants a bottle or whatever it is. So really look inside and nurture, what is that part of you? What do you want? What are you looking for within yourself so that you, no matter what's going on the outside, what is it that you want that's going to make you happy and make you smile? That's really important.
Yeah, that's a good one. I remember, like, not too before, we had, Coach Roche. She was really not a happy camper.
No, I wasn't. I was really pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
And, so the mask she was wearing is the anger mask, right?
Yeah.
We all have it. But what we know for sure is that we had to come on this podcast.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, you're feeling the anger, you're allowing it to come through you. Just allow, don't stop yourself, really, because she was in it before.
Oh yeah. You know what it's like? It's like turning on a light. It's a switch. And
1 minute, but it's the baby. It's going back to the baby.
Correct.
1 minute ago, Rachel, 1 minute ago, Roshi was a baby. She was really in the anger baby mode.
Yes, I needed a pacifier.
She needed a passy. We didn't have one. But instead, she knows the work. Yeah. She knows that she had to feel it, breathe it through, and our amazing Barbara, who's on this network, thank you, Barbara, was able to notice it because she knows Coach Roche.
Yes, she does.
I know her, but I wasn't going to change it. I was allowing her. Yes, Roche?
No, what was some things that someone told me I should take a
lollipop?
When I get pissed off,
I should take a lollipop. Suck on something very sweet and sugary. Yeah. Why not?
It's true. Right? It is. It's so, so true.
But know that, we're human. So, 30 minutes ago, my mom might have been angry as a bull in a china shop. Because let me tell you, she can get angry like a bull in a china shop. But she knows that in order to be her best self, she needs to feel it, allow herself to go through it, and then she can put on an authentic smile, right? Not come on and be like,
No.
So, we are human, and that's the other piece. Be a little bit more compassionate with yourself, when you're not being authentic.
Yeah.
Because we are authentic and we're not authentic. But the difference is to be aware and conscious.
Oh, I'm aware.
Of what mask.
Yeah. Oh, I was aware.
Because she could have come on and been like, and then she would have been pissed underneath. And guess what? Doesn't work.
And I think also breathing, the technique of breathing really within yourself is like, if you can do that, it just starts to like calm you down.
Yeah.
And ground you and center you.
It's just being real with where you are and not trying to change it.
Not hide it.
The thing about the mask is we put on this mask because we don't want to be with our feelings. We don't want to be with the uncomfortability that we're feeling. Whether that's insecure, whether that's sad,
lack of confidence,
whatever, sad, insecure, whatever that is, we put on the mask so we can puff ourselves up like we are that. And we're really not feeling it. So we're not authentic.
Right. So I wasn't puffing myself up until I had to start breathing and like turn the switch on so I can come on here with love and be authentic and have this wonderful daughter next to me who drives me crazy at times. Oh, yes, she
But
does.
the good news is that I can let her go through it. I really just trust the process. Not easy because she's a raging bull, and so am I, because we're both the same sign. But we know, and at least I know, I'm going to allow her because I don't want to take that away from her to feel what she needs to feel, because it's not for me to take on. She needs to be where she is. That's the other thing.
To let people be where
Let
they
people
are.
be, let people be where they are. Just know that they'll work through it. But talking about the mask, the reason we put on the mask is because we don't want to be with what is in what we're feeling.
Mhm,
So again, we puff ourselves up.
mhm.
We want to be this robot. We want to be this smiling face, but underneath, we're not.
And also when people do that, they come on, hi, how are you? And then it's not authentic. It's not true.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting when you're very conscious.
Yeah. When you're aware, your mask, I mean, nobody, being in this for so many years, we know the first thing that the most important thing is to be true to ourselves. So that if we're angry, okay, take a minute, take 5 minutes, get it out, write it. I'm angry at myself I'm angry at this person get it out of the body.
Yeah.
Get it out of your mind so that you can then be authentically
Correct.
who you are. Then you can be happy again. But don't stop yourself from
Right.
a feeling
Yeah.
to put on a mask to please somebody else, because it doesn't work. They know they're going to find out who you are.
That's
So
true.
you might as well be real with it.
And you know what else is very good music? I don't know, it's just something within your soul that gets you going, And I mean, that's another way of noticing how you're feeling.
You could do a mask
authentically.
dance. Get out your
That's
mask and
true.
do the dance.
That is
you
true.
know?
That
I mean,
is true.
Again, you can have fun with
You
this.
can.
It doesn't have to be serious.
No.
It could be a fun, light thing to just be like, wow, today I was in my actress mask,
Oh,
I
yeah.
put on my actress mask because, whatever the mask is, your tough mask.
Right.
You have to be the tough girl or the tough guy,
Right.
because underneath you don't want to be vulnerable and
Right.
sensitive.
There's so many masks that we wear, and it's
And
just so nice.
we could do a whole conversation on all of the masks that we wear.
Yes.
But today we wanted to show the smile mask because that's a good one. And a lot
Yeah.
of people tend to wear,
Yeah.
the people that you meet out, they're so nice
Yeah.
and they're so kind all the time. Come on. You cannot be kind and all the time. There has to be more to, if you're human, you're everything. You're everything. You're angry, you're happy. You're sad, you're joyful. You are the full spectrum of being
Of
human.
emotions.
and
Yeah.
being human.
Absolutely.
And so we celebrate you all.
Yes. Memorial Day.
That's right.
Ooh,
We're sending you out with
freedom.
tons and tons of love, and know that whatever mask you're wearing, we're here to support you and help you through
Yeah. Don't forget.
to the other side.
Just give us a call on our calendar,
We could click
and
then
we will
they're
discover the mask.
together. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Try it on.
All right.
All right. We're sending you all tons of love.
Mwah.
In a world that's rushing, we slow it down, finding light where shadows surround, heart to heart, where the truth is told.